Wow.
Hi, everybody. I'll bet you were expecting Santa. Well, this is Bernard, Santa's head elf. And Santa wanted me to tell you that he is really busy getting the workshop ready, with the elves working day and night to complete toy production. So, broadcasting almost live from the Boscoyo Broadcast Studios, you're listening to the Professional Triers Podcast. And remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube and at Apple Podcasts. And now, here are the Professional Triers.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another edition of the Professional Triers. I'm here with a whole bunch of people that I can't say thank you enough to, because as you saw this week, I was filmed for the Great Christmas Light Fight, and all these people on this podcast tonight came to help me.
Woo!
And it was amazing. So I can't thank them enough.
We tried.
I even had a guy from Canada.
We tried.
Close to Canada. Hey, JR, turn up just a little bit.
Turn up?
Yep.
Yeah, turn your volume up.
Why didn't we discuss this in our long conversation beforehand?
I was getting ready to, and then you're like, okay, we're going to record. And I'm just like, so.
Okay. Is everybody's
You're better.
volumes better now?
Sure.
I think we're good.
Everybody good?
So,
Hopefully we're not causing problems for people. But, okay. Again, it's an unedited episode, so we're sorry if our audio sucks, but we're trying to make it better. We don't have to edit as much.
if they don't like it, we'll give them a refund.
I mean, they got to
We'll
turn up.
refund
They
if
got to
they don't
turn
like it.
down.
It's like a wrist workout if you got to turn your radio up and down, up and
Yeah.
down. Wow. David's going full throttle on the fireball tonight.
Go, David.
I forgot
Must
you
have
could see me
tomorrow
when I'm
off.
not talking.
So,
Are
what
we
did
in
you
the-
guys think of the Great Christmas Light Fight experience?
That was a really cool experience. First time I ever been involved with something like that, and it was really cool. To make it TV worthy, there is a lot of shots of one thing. I would not have the patience for that. So, but it was a very, very cool experience, and I was glad I was out there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was interesting to see how things work. And it's amazing how much footage they actually get while they're there.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how long we filmed for a 12-minute segment.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you film?
I went to bed one night at 1, and they were still going.
One night, yeah.
The-
Yeah, it's basically like nonstop for like a good
3
3 days or so. Yeah.
And I think the main night it was till 2.
Was it too?
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think, yeah.
I think the best part of it for me was that I didn't have to stress out about anything. I could stress out about everything.
Smooth sailing for you. You're in the
Well,
background
I'm
taking
just there
videos.
cheering you on.
We made you come all the way to us for one night to come try to help with something.
Yeah, you walked into the garage
special-
and then left.
Yeah.
The
I'm like,
special
all right,
project.
So, yeah, this is gonna work. All right. Good night.
Later.
His toesies were getting cold because they were in the sandals.
I was sick at the time too. So
Yeah.
And running on 4 hours of sleep.
yeah.
And
I
then
mean, it was a lot of fun, JR. You did an epic show. It was really good.
well, thank you. I tried.
You
I
did.
really tried.
There's no trying. You did.
And Brian was such a huge help. He came for like a whole week
Mm-hmm.
and slept on my couch because he didn't want to sleep on an air mattress and got his foot all swollen and went
Everything okay with
nonstop.
the wife, Brian? So
What's that?
Everything okay with the wife? Is there a reason you came out for so long?
No, yeah, everything was good. That was I used up, and I told Daniel earlier in a post, I used up my California quota for a while. So I don't know if I'll be able to
No,
go
you're
out there.
You're coming back in April.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
You forgot
That's
about the West Coast.
right after Trans World. I'm lucky I get to go to that.
Well, and then Washington is the week after that. You
This
know,
is
why
the
don't you just?
You know what? I'll just be the traveling Mac, I guess. The traveling Montana then.
This is the lifestyle. a lifestyle.
I believe you could get another Disneyland. Another Southern California trip out of your family and just include Disneyland.
We do, and we do want to come out there for
Bring
it.
them all.
So yeah. We promised the kids that we are, especially with me making 2 trips out there this year.
On top of that, the new Star Wars ride opens in January.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm hoping to
So
go down
we'll
there in
have
March.
to wait a minute. When's the SoCal Mini? April?
It's not a
Not
mini.
Oh, it's not a mini.
An
Oh, that's the
It's an experience.
that's the that one.
Former mini.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so it goes mini, the mega that Florida does, and then the experience.
Oh wow, big leap.
Yeah.
Just so you get a level of scale.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Russell? Yeah, I got him on.
Russell's coming to that. Especially
Is
I
he?
just submitted
Oh,
my
yeah.
house. I'm sorry, I submitted my orchard. And then after we record this podcast, I'm going to go outside and record my house and submit it too. So we get another California one in there.
I don't think I've seen your house.
No, there's not much.
Nobody's seen his house. It's been
Mega
secret squirrel ever since he's been doing it.
I did it this year. Like, real quick. It's not A1 work. It's just a quickie.
He's got coat hangers hanging off the shingles and props hanging off the coat hangers.
Not gonna
Duct
lie.
tape.
2 pixel sticks are just leaning against the house.
So JR, I got a question for you. What was the most unexpected thing for you during the filming? Like expectation-wise, what was a surprise?
That legitimately Tanya said she's never seen something. Not unlike the TV conversation, but like the private conversation where she was like, I've been doing the show for a while and this is the first time in a long time that I've been like, I haven't seen that before.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That made me feel really good.
Yeah, that's
Heck yeah.
Because that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And that was all the moving light show props and the decor stuff. She kind of lumped it all together as one thing. But my singing bulbs, my colored singing bulbs and them moving back and forth were a huge hit,
yeah, those look
Yeah,
cool.
those were cool.
which is a brainchild of me and Keith on the way to a SoCal Mini.
Yep.
We had a lot of time in a car. We were just going back and forth on ideas.
Fueled on In and Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
So let me ask kind of the same thing to everybody because that was a good question, David. So like, Jay, what was your most like wow thing that happened that whole 3 days of filming or the whole like time you were in California helping?
Can we circle back?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Circle wherever you want.
Well,
Keith,
you know what?
Do you have an
I'll-
answer why Jay circles in his head?
What was the question? I was just counting how many submissions of X-Lights so far.
Brian, you got
Gee,
anything?
so I got you. I
Somebody.
got you covered. Okay. When I got there and we did the walk around and looking, I made a comment to you that it's much bigger than what I had thought because the only thing I had seen was just your X-Lights layout portion. So just that part. So I've never seen row after row after row, skip a fence, row after row after row of stuff that you had. So seeing it was impressive. So, and it was very enjoyable. That was probably, and of course that's just getting started. And then it seemed like the shop as the days went by got further and further away, but that might be that's just my foot talking.
The amount I made you walk.
Yeah, that was impressive. You were injured and you were going back and forth and fixing things. And
You wouldn't stop.
He didn't listen when he got told not to do stuff.
That's the Taurus in me. I'm hard-headed. You
The
can't tell
only
me
break
nothing.
he took was to watch Kansas City.
Lose.
And they lost. Oh my God. No.
That was the only break he took.
But I watched you work when I watched it on your dad's phone, actually, wasn't it? But yeah, no, there was work to be done. And, I was raised in Kansas. If there's work to be had, if there's work to be done, then that gets done first and you rest when it's done. And, that's just my mentality that I was raised with. So.
Well, I'm lucky you went back with your foot to Montana because I would have a lot to explain to your wife.
Yeah, it was still attached.
And I think as far as your show goes, I think your spinning bulb on the top of the tree was very cool. And that was impressive. And
yeah, that was a brainchild of me and Todd from Wire to Watts. He made me my sphere because he was asking if I needed help with anything. I was like, yeah, I wanted to make this ball the top of my mega tree. And he's like, oh, I got an idea for that. And he made it. And I was like, can we put a light bulb in it? And he did. And the way he showed me, it like spun because he had like a piece of thread all in there and it spun. And I was like, I think I can make that move. So he sent it to me in pieces. And then I finished assembling it here and welded all these motors up to it and it moved. It came out way better than I expected.
Yeah, that was definitely awesome.
And Brian got to see how my fabricating skills are. I just make it work.
Make it work.
Sanford and Son at its finest.
What's in that pile over there?
Spare parts.
I think the one thing that there's lots of things, but I really appreciate about your display, JR, is the mix of the new pixels and the old, because I actually quite miss, and I probably will add more old Incans back to my show because it really does create this nostalgic warm glow, and I like how you mix both. You did a really good job.
Oh, thank you. So you like my blow molds?
I did not say blow molds. I said
I did like them because they were the way they were positioned and set up. They went with the story. Yeah, it worked really well for them. It wasn't like blow molds threw up in your yard. Yeah. I mean, it was very nicely set up. Everything flowed.
Yeah,
tastefully done.
Yeah, I like the cutouts too of all the family members and stuff like that, and the small little like animations that some of them have too, the candy cane going and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's what I really love about it. The whole place has just got a story to it, as far as like generations telling the story about that, and just the little themes of Halloween Town being and the little soldiers protecting Christmas, dividing up the land like that.
That was Levi's favorite. He
story.
kept wanting to go back and see the flying ghost dog.
Oh yeah,
Euro.
That was cool.
Still got to see that movie.
And
then I'll understand.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's on Disney Plus.
I gotta give mad props to Daniel because Daniel drove up from Bakersfield to help me and left before filming.
Yep.
He came up to get his Biscoyo stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm up whether that was on the pallet or not. I think one of the coolest things was it's 9:30 at night, whatever time it was, and we pop up with an idea to add a whole crap load of pixels to your show for no reason other than we were talking about it.
Is this the grid?
And,
yeah, it's my brother.
And by the next morning, they're pushed in wire mesh and done.
Still have remnants of it.
And Brian over here, with a hurt leg, cuts himself on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't talk about where it happened at because she might listen, and I don't want Mama Matos mad at me.
Yeah, that was on the garage floor.
Yeah, there it was.
I posted a picture of us all pushing that grid on my living room carpet at my parents' house. And Brian drug his wrist across the mesh grade. This is why we highly recommend Biscoyo Coro or the ABS mesh. It's not dangerous.
HDPE will not make you bleed.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true either. But
Well,
Yeah, back up on that one.
Yeah,
Lower
I don't know if
chance.
Ryan cries,
Lower
but,
chance.
But he had the blood and the sweat going for this trip.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was ever tears, but blood and sweat, he had it down.
there's a little bit of tears. No, that's the
I had-
emotional part of me.
I had a great time. One, learning a lot because it is my first year, but two, being able to see all the guys and putting stuff together and just getting it all set up for you, man.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
so
it was
so is your
awesome.
display behind you, Daniel?
Yeah.
That's your first year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome, isn't it?
Dude,
That's amazing.
that's sweet.
I'm a little hurt because there's a couple candy canes that's not lit up in that picture, but
I promise you they work.
I know I saw them in your extra
Video.
slides around the world video.
Oh, I got a good question. Jay,
Sure.
how did you feel being in control of the button?
Minus the
any-
first take.
Anyone who wants to be on the Great Christmas Light Fight and plans on filming on the Great Christmas Light Fight, do not use Wi-Fi.
Or use quality Wi-Fi.
Industrial.
Industrial
Jay
strength.
also sweated, maybe cried too. He didn't have the blood, but he was sweating bullets with that button in the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and make sure your communication is all
timing
with the
yeah.
film crew is all on one page and everybody understands what's happening. That
So
helps too.
explain for those who weren't there what occurred.
The
So I'll start with it.
yeah.
I had people all arranged for lighting the show. They all got radios. We had a meeting with the director, right, about how it was supposed to go, what the plan was, how the lighting was supposed to happen. The problem was the director wasn't the one with the microphone, the walkie-talkie, or the one making the decision on when the lights turn on. So we were missing that key point of the film crew's walkie-talkie person being in the loop of when we should turn the lights on.
Well, actually, he was on the radio, but he was on two different channels, and so
Oh,
he
yeah,
would
that's right.
switch
Yep.
back and forth. He would tell, "All right, hit the lights." Well, he was still on the film crew channel and not on our channel where we were controlling the lights because we were segregated. And after a couple of failures, or kind of works, I said, "Tell you what, I'll take the radio. Just you stay on your channel. You point at me, and I'll radio to the guys." And then he stayed on his channel, and I stayed on mine. And then I was also on the edge of where the Wi-Fi would reliably work. I was kind of hiding in the bushes.
Near a fence, which probably didn't help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It worked, though.
it's either
It
that
did.
or I
It
hit
did.
The
him.
communication and everybody was on the same page and said turn it on. Everything turned
Yeah.
on, and it was
It
great.
was working. Yeah, at that point.
So I was in the audience, and I didn't even know anything went wrong. So
Oh, there was.
no, honestly, I didn't even know anything was wrong.
We were- Who's the other couple that came up from SoCal?
Ben
Um,
and Nancy.
No,
Yeah.
they're from Northern California. Ben
Oh,
and
are they? Oh, I thought they were from Southern Cal. Okay.
No.
So they were right behind Keith and I,
Yeah.
and we kept turning to them. This is planned. This is how we wanted to start this. We're they're like, oh, okay,
Yeah, they're like
awesome,
okay.
awesome people. Yeah, I don't think they were buying a word of it.
Oh, they've been to six or seven filmings.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. When are they next?
They probably know when it's not going right.
Yeah,
But it
been to a few of
wasn't
these
that it wasn't
before.
going right. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, they're going to do it. And then they had Tanya like pull my lever to start the show like 3 or 4 times just for filming purposes. And then that was not on the plan.
Mhm.
So I was
TV
like, okay,
magic.
what's going on?
Yeah,
Well, and
TV magic.
TV magical.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gotta get those angles.
Yeah.
And-
And then we had a like a little trick thing that I'm not going to disclose everything about my episode. And then Tanya
Whoa.
really bought it and was like, "Oh, don't worry, this happens all the time."
Was it like
Try
the
to
one
make me
from the
feel
last
better.
episode where the guy just like screamed in her face? when he said press the nose of the bear,
Yeah.
and it'll play music.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll tell you, man, if that film crew wasn't there and there weren't all those people there, you would have heard 4-letter words all the way down at your dad's shop, man. I was like pissed.
I thought you were going to throw your tablet at one point.
Oh yeah.
Oh, quick tip to anyone doing Light Fight in the future: get food trucks like JR did.
Oh yeah, that was a really
Yeah.
good idea.
That
a
was super
good
cool.
touch.
Well, I did that because I went to Ron's filming, and after like the first take, everybody was like, "I'm hungry. Let's go." And then like there wasn't that many of us left. So I was like, okay, how can I keep everybody there? Especially on a Tuesday night. How can I keep everybody staying? We worked with a local school that does a fundraiser for food trucks, so we had their fundraiser in our street. Had the food trucks there. Everybody stayed. People stayed till like midnight.
Yeah, and that was a really big turnout too. That was the first one I'd been to, so that was a lot of people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We gave out more than 200 Santa hats because that's how many we had, and we ran out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Oh, I can finally bring out my Santa hat now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wearing mine in the street.
Well, here, let me go grab it real quick.
Yeah, the what were
Oh
they?
crap! He's got that crappy logo on his chair too.
Yeah, he does.
Can't
Of course, this isn't for the people that are listening on the podcast, and I apologize, but JR had some really cool Santa hats. Am I going to be able to get it over my? There we go.
You can't read the small print.
Yeah. It says Matos Orchard Lights, the Great Christmas Light Fight filming.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, you don't have one, David?
I do.
I don't.
I do have one.
I saved
didn't get
for
one,
you,
Daniel?
What?
I saved one for you.
Did you?
I have
appreciate
it.
that.
I wasn't going to let you miss out on that.
Did you see my keychain I found?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Found. It was sent to you. It wasn't like, oh, look, it accidentally ended up in your box.
appeared.
That's
Well,
thanks to Tim Biggs, actually.
So I don't know what you
Figured.
can and can't say, JR. But was there anything particularly embarrassing that they had you do during recording?
They kept trying to bring up that my grandfather passed away. And I specifically asked them
Really?
not to speak about that because I wasn't trying to be on the show for that. But they kept trying to like bring it up, and it kind of irritated me at one point. I believe I had to talk about it a little bit about one point, and I think they got my mom to talk about it. So that's probably going to be my episode. That wasn't my goal in being in this, is to have a sad story. But yeah, it's my grandfather's orchard. Well, it's actually my great-great-grandfather's orchard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's been in my family for 100 years. So they kept trying to bring up the family thing and like my grandfather thing a lot because I have them in my display and I have my great-grandfather. So they kept trying to like bring that up.
Well, it's part of the story. That makes sense.
But I don't know. I just didn't want it about that. So we'll see what actually makes it in the episode because they filmed so much stuff and it goes down to 12 minutes. So
You never know what they.
who knows? It probably ain't going to make it because I wasn't thrilled talking about it. So it ain't good TV. I didn't open up and start crying about it. I just like explained the situation. And that was it, you know? And then they had to try to me do it again. So, so it wasn't quality TV stuff.
They didn't come up to you with like a mister.
Yeah.
No, they gave me
That's great.
these little
They give me the-
cloths to like
Yeah.
wipe the sweat when I did my interviews. Now, if you're ever on the Great Christmas Light Fight, be prepared. I spent 3 hours in a chair for interviews, mostly because my mother and my sister talk so much. Which is
don't
probably
invite
not going to be in the
family.
episode at all. But we spent 3 hours in interviews with lights on you, and it was hot. It was not fun. But yeah, be prepared for that. The whole experience in general, though, was amazing. My film crew was awesome.
The crew was so cool. I mean, all of them were just so cool to talk to.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So Jay, Keith, did you guys get interviewed at all?
We had a moment in front of. Well, we kind of talked about X-Lights, I guess, and the software a little bit.
Or that sequencing software? That particular sequencing software?
Yeah, exactly.
I snuck in the word value curve.
Oh, nice.
We'll see if it makes it, but
Yeah, I
I
know.
remember that. He was proud of it after.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm very,
you
if that makes it,
mentioned
I am. If anyone's listening who edits, please, I need this.
I need this. We did a podcast episode.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, hopefully more gets shown. Like JR was saying, we recorded quite a bit. I think I had to learn that it's not about community; it's about lighting community.
Lighting community.
Yeah, you got to emphasize what exactly community you're talking about. Even though I guess how I think about it is like, yeah, I mean, even JR is technically a community because he's just like a couple miles away from me. But
Yeah.
I guess like it gets kind of washed out when you're trying to speak to a global audience, which took me a couple 20 times to get through that.
The
A couple miles.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Give me a break compared to you.
That was also like the best thing about when they came to visit. Like Brian stayed with me, Daniel and Jay stayed with Keith because Keith was freaking awesome and held them.
Yep.
Like gave them a place to stay and
I got space.
entertained them.
Fed us and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Well-
are you the only light show in Bakersfield?
I thought so. Well, the only LED one I thought, but I actually got someone shared a video of one with X-Lights Around the World Drummer Boy on their display, but I haven't seen anyone submit it yet.
Yeah, no one submitted one from Bakersfield except you.
I submitted mine, Russell, Jordan.
Yep, you're in here.
I've been so freaking busy. I did it tonight. High quality iPhone footage. High quality. I know you're only
There
going to
you
use a second. I got a good second somewhere in there.
There's still people submitting.
Yeah,
I'm
and
submitting again after this.
mine turned out, but man, my front fence was at 15%, and it was still too bright for the cameras. And that's the other thing too, is I struggle with video, and I don't know how to light fight. Even their drone footage looks decent. Even with lower, because their drone wasn't even 4K.
That blew me away.
Yeah.
When they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do the drone footage," and I'm expecting this huge like TV drone,
Tiny little spark thing.
and they come out with a no, it was a Maverick,
Oh, okay.
and they
Yeah,
come
it was-
out with a Maverick, and I'm like, "What?
Mavic.
Mavic? Sorry,
Mavic.
A Mavic.
Everyone knows what it is. But yeah, that was
So-
cool.
If you have a Mavic, that's what the Great Christmas Light fight films with. So you're doing all right."
Yeah.
Well, he kind of
Yeah.
explained they record in 4K, but they don't. ABC doesn't use 4K. It's like 720p actually. So
They probably record raw too, so they can deal with changing settings and stuff.
Yeah, but I was impressed they used that.
hmm
Anything else cool that happened?
I think the near miss with the drone was kind of cool.
That's right. You can tell them about that.
yeah, please.
So if you look at behind Brian's head, you see the really big lights going up to the tree. He got a little close and did
A little close.
he nicked it, and then he did a barrel roll and then came down. But yeah, it didn't get caught. It didn't get caught in the lights though, so that's good.
I
Yeah.
hope the footage makes it on TV
Yeah.
because they showed us it and it looked freaking awesome. It was
Yeah.
like a great
Yeah, it was really cool.
barrel roll view of my mega tree.
I believe as I was leaving, the boom lift was like stuck in the barbed wire. or
Oh.
something. And
Oh, the boom
Oh, the
operator was.
boom.
Let's not
boom.
talk about the boom.
Yeah.
That is local talent.
I think he has a rap.
So
Yeah.
the boom operator, the Great Christmas Light hired a local guy
Yeah.
to do the boom work. And we're doing, right when Tanya gets out of the car, she comes next to me and we're doing the thing and the boom comes and it almost hits Tanya in the head. She ducks and it stops within inches of my face. And I was like, I was just going to get hit with a camera. And it was no big deal. I think the boom hit Keith
Yeah.
when he was in the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're doing the walk around and the boom's following us and I hear, I'm like, what the heck is that? Sorry if that was horrible on the podcast, but the boom was stuck in my trees and the apricot trees had C9 lights wrapped around it. And these two guys that shouldn't be operating anything were trying to get it unstuck. And yes, David, when you were leaving, they got it also stuck in the barbed wire fence by the shop.
That's so funny.
They hit the pole that I have on the fence supporting the really big lights. Like
Mhm.
the guy was just like not aware it existed and just boomed across and just boom. The lights, the mega tree and all the lights are shaking.
That was in the waiver that you signed. If they damage your light display, they're not responsible.
Yeah. But the boom guy was, and then I had my actual camera guy just like, oh my God, where do they find these guys on Craigslist?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he
His
was just
comment.
talking so much. It was hilarious. It was actually a great time though.
Yeah. He was very brass about that. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
My cameraman though was amazing.
Yeah. What was his? He was so cool.
Rob.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, big Rob. Yeah, dude was like 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
He was one of the coolest guys ever.
He was.
All of them were really cool. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
were all
were. They
cool.
were. They were.
Yeah, I made friends with the audio guy. It's like, yeah,
But, like,
it's an awesome experience.
I think what the coolest thing with Rob though is like he really cared about filming it good.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would set up for the shot and just be like, oh, I need to straighten that blow mold a little bit. And like go fix it, you know? And I was like,
Yeah.
it was cool. Or like the candy cane, like
The-
one of them
yeah,
was
the
twisted
candy
a little
factory.
bit, and he like straightened them all up so he could get this cool shot.
Yeah.
So he was like always doing this little stuff in every shot to make sure it looked perfect.
Yeah. He had
Yeah.
us re-clean the P10 before he shot it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
He noticed
Oh,
the
yeah, he
little
was-
things.
Yeah.
Getting down on that dirt rock stuff you got up there.
Dirt rock soil.
Ryan was not happy with my dirt.
That stuff hurt.
You
But
hear-
no, I mean, he was all the way down in it to get that shot, getting back up, and just, I mean, incredible. Totally incredible.
you hear it all the time where anyone that's been on the show is that it really does, help to have a really, really good crew.
Mhm.
Because you could, probably not have a great crew. It's possible,
Yeah.
But if they actually really care, like yours did, then that's great.
Yeah.
And most of the main crew were veterans. They've been doing it for a while.
Mhm.
I think the sound guy, he's been doing it for seasons and seasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been-
Since the beginning, I
since
think.
Since
season
the
Yeah.
first season.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and another thing I really liked is they would have like little suggestions.
Mhm.
Not, hey, can you change this? But hey, did you think about maybe doing this? Or turning it a little bit, which is easy stuff, and it actually looked better. So yeah, you want to listen to them because they've seen how many displays. They know what looks good, especially on camera. So that's something I really liked, is their input that they would have, for it.
And
And
go ahead.
I found that it was advice from David. As soon as they showed up, I treated them like they were my friends.
Hmm.
And, my mom set up a cool ass spot for them to hang out in, set up tables from our parties and chairs and like had them a decent spot for them to eat because they had to take meal breaks and stuff. And they were like, and I think coming off the bat, just being friendly with them, they opened up real quick and they were like family by the time they were done with 3 days. It was awesome. They were cool. Like,
Okay.
I was a little sad when they left.
Yeah.
I want to say, dude, your mom is the most open
Yes.
and an opening person, and just accepts you
So
right
awesome.
in. And anything she can do to help you while you're out, if you're helping you, she's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
My
Agree
mom was really
100%.
excited about the whole thing too. So,
Your mom is so cool.
oh, thank you. I'll have to tell her to listen. To
Hi,
this.
Karen.
Yeah.
We're all Facebook friends now.
you.
Yeah, here all Facebook friends with my
Yes,
mom.
your
Yep,
mom
yep,
friended
yep.
us all.
Can't do those your mom jokes anymore because now it's like now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we know how cool she is. So. Oh yeah, well your mom's cool. It just don't.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Your mom made me hot cocoa, and it was really good.
Yeah.
And she even
With-
put a peppermint stick in
Yeah,
it.
exactly. It was insane. The extra little things that she would do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just awesome.
Extra mile, man. Incredible.
And then I can't thank Keith and Jay enough for like letting me focus on my traditional Christmas display and my other stuff, and they dialed in my light show for me.
Oh yeah. Fighting
set up
those
my-
panels.
My brand new controller that showed up late, and everything else that anything that could go wrong was going wrong within days of filming. It was great.
I think it was what, like 3 weeks before you were filming, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" You're like, "I'm gonna start putting stuff out now."
Well, because I know how long it takes to put up my traditional display. You know, I have my window. I know what it takes.
You got it dialed in.
Yeah, and then I don't know what happened. Like, I got to like a week out, and then I forgot how to do everything.
Like, oh, this is real.
Yeah, like, it was like it hit me so like I was asking the ridiculous questions, like, if I have an expansion board and I don't use 2 ports, can I run power out of those? Like, that's an easy question. Like, I know that, but I was asking everybody. Like, I was like, I don't know now. Like, I can't think. I was having issues. But
You had a lot
you
on your
guys
mind.
all came to my
Yeah.
rescue.
You had a lot going on.
Were my
Yeah.
brains.
Well, and we all had an area that we could focus on
Yeah,
things that needed to be done.
Keith and Jay nailed getting my light show dialed in with the new controller. Daniel also helped a ton with that when he was here.
Oh yeah.
Brian was like my fabricator apprentice.
Yeah. In that shop, just welding away,
Yeah,
cutting.
I drank your alcohol.
you did. You did.
There you
Yeah.
go. You were really good at trying to figure out the situation we had
Yeah.
that
Notice-
failed miserably.
Notice you used the word trying because we ended up having to remove the element because I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. Well, we figured out a solution, but then it just didn't.
Yeah.
It
It
didn't
was-
work.
Yeah.
It was
Didn't
like
have the balls, as you say.
Yeah.
T minus 30 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was people lining up outside, and we're in the orchard like, I think this could work.
Yep.
Let's try that. Connect those 2 wires. No.
What if
power.
what if we stand over here and bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yeah.
Now try it the other way. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah. Brian was offering
Reverse.
to lay in a black outfit on the ground to make it work.
I could do this, man.
Little broomstick just popping up.
TV magic.
But as
There it
Brian
is.
knows, I designed and built that within a few hours, and
It's like Sunday night. Sorry. It's like Sunday night because I remember playing with it and I got it to get up and I was like, okay, we're good. And then I was like, I can't get it down.
Yeah.
Well, let's just wait for David.
Well, like Sunday nights when we started playing electronic, but I built it on Friday.
Yeah.
And
How long do you need that square tubing? I don't know about that long.
yeah. It was masterly fabricated like that, and it worked.
It did.
Like the motor did what it was supposed to do. We just couldn't get
Enough
Yeah.
oomph
Well,
out of it.
And come
Yeah.
January, when you got time to tinker with it, it'll work.
Yeah.
You know.
no, it will. It was
Well, it ended up being at the end of the day it wasn't strong enough to lift back up for some reason. That's what you gotta
Well, I think the screw got a little loose. When I got home with it, I was able to look, and it looks like the bottom screw for the pivot was just slightly loose. And I think with it being just loose enough, it was just dragging a little bit.
Put a little bind.
Yeah, a little bit of bind.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, yeah, the motor, it had enough balls.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I
And then
love that.
we came up with a solution to do it manually with a switch,
Mhm.
but we put, what was it, like 75 feet of wire, and that's when we didn't have enough balls for the motor.
No, and then I just went like this.
Two wires.
David Peace's solution was he was going to stand by the light pole in the street and just touch wires together.
Yep, just go like this.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But when
There
it
it
goes
is.
from a 12-volt power supply to the middle of the street and then back to the motor, it just didn't work.
Nope.
Didn't have enough balls.
So, yeah.
But
Everything on the
everything
business
else
side
turned out.
is not perfect. Stuff goes wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, everything else turned out so good. I mean, the Ferris wheel, or the Ferris wheel,
Yeah.
Ferris wheel. What I said,
Mutation there.
it's getting tired. No, that and I mean, everything turned out really good. So
Yeah. Now Brian gets to understand how my mind works. I think when he came, there was just some metal tubes welded together, and like, this is gonna be my carousel, and this is gonna be my Ferris wheel. And I bet you he was like, sure.
Okay.
does everybody know what caster bearings are? They're on it.
They're on it.
Carrier bearings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was really cool to see, and the guys in the shop, Phil and oh my gosh,
Jose.
yeah, just absolutely awesome guys. So they were a lot of fun.
Yeah, they try to make Brian feel like home. They even put his Montana radio station on the radio for him.
Yep. Yeah, found it on the big stack.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, but like, did I just hear a Tough Shed advertisement for Great Balls? What the heck am I listening to? I was like, I didn't know Montana was well known for Tough Sheds.
Oh my God.
What's going on? I was like, oh, it's Brian's radio station.
Like, man, it sounds cool. What are you listening to? Well, it's your radio station. I'm like, oh, that's what the wife's going through.
So I know David had a hard time getting to me because his projects in his cold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That was like the never-ending cold, too. Just like...
Well, because you never stopped.
See, David, I've seen you 3 times this past year. You were sick 2 out of those 3 times, so
Really?
I'm thinking you need to start taking some airborne, sir.
Now we're giving out
What's funny is actually
advice.
both times I lost my voice, too. I could barely talk.
Yeah.
Both times.
Yeah, both times. It
Yeah.
was worse in Kansas City, but I think you were like midway through in Kansas City, but then at JR's you were at the tail end of it.
I was at the tail end, yeah. I was talking really loud to try to compensate.
Couldn't
This
tell.
is a really good display, JR.
Couldn't tell.
Before you dropped your phone today, I realized in photos that you sent me that you needed a new phone.
Yeah, this is I think a 6S or something like that.
A 6S?
I think,
Dude.
So. Yeah, no, I
Ultra
needed a
tech
phone.
guy
I just-
here with an antique cell phone.
Oh my God. Is the Smithsonian calling for that?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I just got the 11 Plus Max Extreme super size. I'm excited.
The lottery edition.
So you bought a knife.
How'd that go again? Which one was it?
Yeah,
He's just
iPhone 11
making up
Pro Max
11.
super extreme super size.
Did you get it in tie-dye color?
Got it in green.
Oh, there you go.
With a flip-flop case.
I'm waiting for my case.
A wallet flip-flop.
Goes in a sandal, it just kind of folds. Oh, shoot.
You know, it was fun. JR's director was our director of photography, so it was cool to see him again.
Yeah, Mark was cool. I only talked to him for a little bit. He also is the one who gave me and Jay the bad directions.
It's a little bad blood.
It was busy. I mean, I get how and it is very chaotic, and
Well,
that's
I
the
also
thing.
think what happened is Mark got distracted with our quality boom guys.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Mm.
He was talking to them, positioning them, and I mean, no matter what you do, it is very chaotic because Tanya shows up. I mean, really, and then it's just go, you know. And
Yeah, that is one thing I could definitely tell you. She's not like hanging out there
Mm-mm.
and they put her in the car and bring her down the street. Like the first time you meet Tanya is literally when she gets out that car. 100% first time.
And I don't think she was at the end of the street before she drove up for maybe 15 minutes tops.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, if
literally
that.
just got
I
there.
believe she got something from the food trucks and that
Yeah.
she came.
I think that's why she was at the end of the
That's
street.
what
yeah.
happened. He just pulled there for a little bit.
Yeah. She got one of the filled churros.
No.
I had those again today for my son's birthday.
Woo-hoo.
Right on.
I actually got to have one this time.
Oh, and oh shoot, what was her name? Maggie, the one she could not wait to meet David in person
Oh, yeah,
because
she
she
was-
was
Yeah.
she was back at
She's
the
a
production
fangirl.
studio for his filming, and she just could not wait for you to show up. She wanted to meet you.
That was super
Oh.
cool to hear too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome.
We had only communicated over email prior. Everyone,
She was like, David's coming?
Yep.
You saw this too, JR. Like everybody in that production, I think, is just a class act. Everybody is so cool.
Yeah.
It's not like this, all business, and everybody's just personal and cool, and the whole thing. It's just good. Good on.
Like, if I legally could hang out with my producer, Chad, I would. But I signed a paper saying I could not hang out with my producer after filming.
Really?
Wait, so you actually read your paperwork?
Some of it.
So-
The hangout clause. It was interesting.
I couldn't hang out with anybody from the crew. But definitely Rob and Chad, I would love to go out drinking with them. They were cool people.
Yeah, Rob.
yeah.
Rob for sure.
I still talk to Mark, our audio guy, and our producer.
Yeah.
They're just
I send my producer random text messages. They're cool like that. Or he'll send me a random text message. Like I sent him a random text message when my dad had to go buy the freaking iPad that he was using. You know that giant iPad they're walking around with?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My dad was like, "Oh, that's so cool," and Chad let him see it for a minute, and then all of a sudden, like a week after filming, he freaking went and got himself one of those iPads.
I want to previs everything.
I
Yeah,
thought
that was cool.
too, being able to see what the camera was doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they explained
yeah.
that was new tech this year too. Like they had something before that was similar, but like that was like they basically had an iPad that they could see like every single camera what it was seeing live, and yeah, those
that was definitely new because
Mhm.
they had what was called like something city where they had all these monitors sitting off to the side. So the iPad was definitely new.
yeah. So every like half the crew had iPads just walking around, so they could see everything, even
Yeah, it was
some of
really
the camera
cool.
people.
And then we did a lot of filming. Like I would walk around with them and look at the iPad.
Because they'd replay what they shot from the iPad, right?
Yeah, sometimes they would
Yeah.
replay it, or sometimes it was just live exactly what they were going.
Right.
But they were very strict about certain things they wouldn't show me.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucked, but I understood. Like I got locked in the house for a while I Tanya did
yeah.
her interviews.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Right.
They were like, "Oh, you gotta go stay in the house." I'm like, "Cool, I'm gonna eat." And then I was like, "Okay, cool, I get to eat." I go in there, all the churros are gone. All the food that people got from food trucks were gone. I was like, that's the thing. If you're ever on the show, have somebody get you food. Act like you're a movie star. Have somebody get you food, because you know what's going to happen? Everybody else will eat. And you're doing stuff all night. And Tanya has somebody that gets her food, right? So she eats. The film crew's got people that get them food. They eat. And then you're over there like, everybody ate everything. Because you can't eat their food. That's their stuff, you know? But like your personal food, all your family and stuff, you're just sitting there like, I'm hungry.
Because how
Oh,
long did you walk the orchard? That was one of the longer times where you were out there walking with Tanya.
Yeah, that was at least a couple hours, I would think.
Yeah, that was a long span. I remember.
Well, because we had to walk it all and do all the talking,
Right.
and then we had to walk it all and do all the talking for like the boom shot. And then that's
yeah.
when the boom shot got entertaining. That's when all hell broke loose.
JR, did you become painfully aware that you're always mic'd? Like when you go to the bathroom?
Yeah. I would go to the
That was
bathroom
constantly
to,
being
try to
brought up.
cover it.
Hey, I'm mic'd.
Because they could just grab any soundbite that they want.
Yeah.
Anything that you say anywhere.
Yeah, I would go to use the restroom and I would like hold it like this and then pee and then come out and be like, I don't even know if that helped. These mics are so good. The sound guy definitely heard me pee.
So the sound guy definitely was picking up your mom's talking snowman every time you went in the bathroom. So he knew where you were.
Yes, probably.
That was the cue to turn down.
It'd be
You
funny
gotta
if we
tell
would be
everybody.
talking and making jokes about something, and then you see the sound guy like up the driveway laughing, and he knew what was going on.
JR, you got to tell everybody what about your bathroom.
What?
You got to tell everybody about your bathroom.
What's special about my bathroom?
The talking.
What happened?
He likes the talking
Snowman.
snowman.
Oh, so
What are you doing?
at the orchard, my mom has that Hallmark
Toot, toot.
snowman that makes bathroom jokes while you're in the bathroom. Like Brian was just saying one. Brian, you want to finish that joke?
What are you doing? Oh, never mind.
It just says randomness all the
It
time.
does. I don't. Oh my gosh.
Do you need
I'm
any?
just going to be over here.
Yeah.
Do you need, do you need any tissue? I have plenty of wrapping paper.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
that
always
was
had a comment when
entertaining.
anybody went to the restroom. It was a good time. I can't thank you guys enough for coming to help me because I definitely probably would have killed myself. It would have got done,
yeah.
but I just would have had no sleep at all. At all.
well,
I
certainly,
feel bad that I put everybody behind.
You didn't do that. The weather did that to me. So
I'm right on schedule.
Knowing what you know, what's the biggest thing you would suggest to someone looking at doing the show?
Do it.
Well, come on.
if anything, do it for the experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it for the experience. I don't care what you think about, oh, they're not going to pick a light show or whatever. Just, it's fun. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely a one-in-a-lifetime experience. My kids are going to remember this forever. I know they're little, but, like, it was amazing. My kids loved the crew. They love Tanya. Like, my son still now, when we watch the Great Christmas Light fight, he'll be like, Tanya! It's hilarious. And then my daughter still doesn't understand how the show works. Because we're watching the show, and somebody wins, and she looks at me and like, are we against them?
from a different episode.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't understand. Like, oh, no, we're better. It's hilarious. She has no clue that we're next year. And then I think when next year comes around, like, if we're not on the first one, she's going to think that we didn't win or won or whatever, because of how it is with the kids. It's hilarious. But, yeah. Anybody else got any cool experience things?
Well, it was just cool to see Tanya again, because she got super uncomfortable as soon as she saw it. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry we didn't pick you.
That's right.
Well, I did hear some people get really angry. So maybe you were one of those people, and that's why Tanya was worried.
Oh, yeah. So I last year I talked to, when Felicia, gave us the news, she said there's at least one person every season that gets very, very upset that they didn't win. I mean, I don't know who. She didn't tell me who, but I found that very interesting that, like, you do this for the fun of it, for the joy of it, and just getting on the show. Honestly, it sounds corny, but you win to get on the show. But these people, I guess, just get at least one person a season gets really, really pissed off that they lost.
Wow.
That's crazy. Regardless how it goes, you got to watch my episode to see what happens. I'm happy to be on the show. It's amazing. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
Especially having my friends all there to help me.
Well,
Made
and
me
I mean,
proud.
obviously, I was at a lower stress level than you, but it was stressful.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I think you maxed out the stress level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. But still, I mean, for you, it's still your name on the show, and
Yeah.
but it was still totally worth it. Probably took a few minutes off my life with my blood pressure way up here for a little bit.
But the stress only means that you cared.
Yeah,
'Cause that was
Yeah.
the biggest thing is we all cared. We wanted, we want a good outcome, and we'll find out. So,
We felt invested in it.
yeah.
yeah. And if there's one stupid little thing that was wrong, I don't think we had any failed pixels that we had to replace. But
Like I said, I didn't even notice that you guys had false starts. So I know that you guys were
Right.
stressed out about, but I didn't even notice.
But I wouldn't even consider them false starts because it wasn't like somebody said go and it didn't turn on.
Right.
Like when everybody said go, it all worked. It was just there was false communication and people weren't going go when it was supposed to go. So nobody knew. Like I had somebody in the garage that had no clue what was going outside. Right? So if he
Right.
didn't get the radio call, there was no chance those lights were coming on.
nothing was happening.
Yeah. So it
So I
wasn't
do
like
wanna-
a false start.
So I do want to go on record though, because I saw Tanya, and I am going to vote that I think that you won because obviously your display is awesome. I know you can't tell anyone, but I think that you won. So
Well, thank you.
I agree. I'll piggyback on that because,
Yep.
you look behind me and there is just lights. I mean, this is the light show set up here with the really big bulbs and
Mhm.
P10, but I mean, it's just rows after rows, and every row has a story, and that's what I loved about it so
Mhm.
much. I really think so. It
Can't wait-
was just
can't
so
wait a year.
awesome.
Can't wait a year. Everyone enjoy the show.
And I mean, your carousel and your Ferris wheel and your belt-driven package
Mhm.
factory,
Spoiler
and the
alert.
bulbs.
Yeah, you got the dancing bulbs. You got the
Sorry, do I have to stop
the
talking?
topper. Sorry.
The sleds.
Yeah.
The funny
Oh,
thing though was
gotta
like,
watch.
the dancing bulbs are literally was that Friday too or Monday?
No, it was a Monday.
Yeah, I made the dancing bulbs Monday.
Uh-huh.
Not like the night before.
Yeah.
That
it's like
morning.
Sunday,
Monday
it was
morning.
like, oh, no, it's not ready yet. Okay, well, all right. And then Monday morning, those
And
came
then it
out.
had a snaggle tooth.
It was wired wrong.
We needed a little quick wiring fix on it.
Yeah, that got dialed in, but I got the movement done.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, even Monday it had a screw up, and I took them
Yeah, you took him back to the shop, and I think
It was
actually,
going- yeah, it was-
Tuesday morning. is
too
when
fast.
It was going too far.
Yeah, then I took them back and fixed them.
It was late Monday night.
So the only negative from the whole thing was causing Brian to smoke again.
Yeah, I didn't like that, man. I
I
had
was
to
mad
curse
about
him.
that.
I cursed him out a few times, man.
Yeah.
I was giving Brian such a hard time about that.
And then
It
I had
was.
and then
Everybody
I had like
was.
an old lady
Public smoke
bitch
shaming.
him out. Had this old lady that was in JR's. She was sitting down. She had leg problems too, and like just candidly, I'm all like, "Yeah," and he's smoking again. I'm pissed off, and she's like, "You're smoking with all that." She just went off on
Here
him.
come a
Then-
5-minute lecture.
Yeah. I didn't even know, Brian.
Who was that?
Your aunt? Was
Yeah.
it
I don't know. Somebody.
on your mom's side, maybe?
No,
Yeah.
nobody was
Was
there
it-
from my mom's side. It
She
was
seemed
probably
to
my
know.
She had the walker.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, so it's
Mhm.
my cousin Gary's I don't know, girlfriend, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I regretted it right after. I was like, "Holy cow! I didn't realize she was going to release the."
Jeez,
Brian.
lady,
I
judge
apologize,
much.
Brian.
No, it's no big deal. No,
Yeah.
and she's 100% right. I mean, all you guys are 100% right, and I know I
Because
shouldn't
you
have
care.
had it, but the only time I could get a break from JR is when I went out to the. No, I'm just teasing.
The truth comes out.
You know, in the military, I mean, they
I was
even give you
working like a
smoke
dog.
breaks.
Nonstop. I think actually we should talk about the most stressful thing of all was Friday.
Friday.
Oh, the pallet.
The missing pallet.
Oh
My
yeah.
missing palette.
Oh, the missing pallet at the
That's when I was about to cry and I had super stress.
So much stuff on that pallet too.
So,
Oh my gosh.
JR, are you gonna? Do you know who that lady was down at UPS or not?
No, I don't.
You
But
need to
she
send.
gave it to me.
You send cookies to the UPS facility.
I
The
know.
dock or whatever.
Yeah, the dock.
So what was? I don't even. So what was on that was not, or that was in your show that wouldn't have been there if it didn't get delivered on time?
Oh.
Oogie Boogie, the flight tower, the coal department, Department of Naughty and Nice, the post office.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So a
Um,
lot of things.
The photo booth,
Yeah, the
Photoshop, photo
the
measuring
op,
singing
thing.
faces.
and the measuring and the singing faces.
Ow!
Yeah,
A lot of.
It was a lot.
a lot. And Keith stuff and Daniel stuff.
But honestly, the other stuff was nerve wracking.
That's 4 days before.
Yeah.
that you
Uh-huh.
got-
We're doing
Yeah,
frames for them. We're cutting metal for them, and
You had to map it. Yeah. Well, you had to push the pixel. You had to map it. You had to sequence it. All before.
No, they were all sequenced already. They were planned
they were sequenced
objects.
And some of those were just floodlights, weren't they?
Yeah.
yeah.
But the whole story about that is it was supposed to show up Thursday, and it didn't. And I tried contacting UPS, and they basically said it was lost.
Oh no!
And they were like asking the value of it so they could pay me out. And I was like, that's not an option. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Okay, it's $50,000.
Yeah, $1 million.
like, that's not an option.
1 million.
50,000. That's great.
So luckily, my dad cared enough about my great Christmas light fight dreams, and
Oh, he didn't even hesitate. He was on it.
he was on the phone with everybody he knew at UPS trying to get my shipment. And he ended up talking to somebody at the facility that it was at. One of the dock workers, the lady there in the office or whatever, and she physically went looking for it in the whole yard. And I think it was like at 5:30 or 6 o'clock at night, she called and she said she found it in a truck. And without like finishing off the phone, my dad and my mom were in a truck headed to like Sunnyvale, which is probably like 25, 30 minutes away, and went to get it. And when that truck backed into the driveway, I think everybody was excited.
Yeah.
And we all went to town unloading it, just throwing everything up, being like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do this. But it was like,
You take this one. You take this one.
yeah,
we got some photos of that event.
yeah. From like Thursday
Oh,
night
yeah.
to Friday night, I didn't really breathe. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Because
I
like
don't even know what time we left and got home and then got right back up.
some of the things, like the singing faces, that would have been a big blow, but I can make it work. Not having the post office stuff, but sorry. To go with everything, the Oogie Boogie
Mm-hmm.
was huge. That was with the story. And not having that would have been a huge. That was the only thing I was worried about.
The tree and the tree that went with it, with the hanging skeletons off
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
No, that was made by me. That wasn't with.
Oh,
that.
you already had that?
Yeah, that was already
Because
there.
we trimmed the
Yeah,
Kuro off of it. Okay.
yeah, because we cut that one. And
Yeah.
that's the thing too, is I was trying to contact my cousins and be like, okay, can you print me Oogie Boogie? And they were like, we're we're going out of town. We can't. Or like they had something super important and they couldn't do it. Like I felt bad even asking them, but they knew, well, they understood. And they were like, we can't. And I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? I was like, I can't. Because Oogie Boogie was new this year because The Grinch is not allowed on TV for ABC. So if you got The Grinch in your display, don't show them that in your entry video. Well, they don't care when that, but like come up with something else because The Grinch is a no-go. So that used to be there, is The Grinch taking down my display. Same theme. The toy soldiers were guarding The Grinch from taking over the North Pole. And then now it went to Halloween Town, so I had to build all those props for that. So that was a huge thing to my story if that didn't show up. And that was uber stressful.
Would it ended up where you just like, put a burlap sack around Jay and he would just like stand there?
We never thought about that, but I'm sure when you arrived and you knew our problems, you would have probably suggested that one right away.
I think outside the box.
No, it probably would have been my brother-in-law though.
No, I would have taken the burlap sack. I would have taken the burlap sack and handed the tablet to someone else. Here you go.
You were the right man for the tablet, Jay. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And don't think anything otherwise.
Well,
Yeah, you did a great job with that.
you were the man.
thanks. I tried.
No one
And
else
if you got
did.
a friend that's going to be on the Great Christmas Light Fight, just be careful. The guy pushing the buttons got the most stress in any situation.
Yeah,
Whoever's
give him a-
really starting that show,
I pushed the button for Ron and it froze right in the middle.
yeah,
That was
the
on
button
purpose,
pushers
though,
got the
wasn't
most
it?
stress.
Yeah, he still claims that it was on purpose, but it was not on purpose. It was a technical issue outside of my control.
With Wi-Fi.
It all comes down to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So
I-
drag a wire out and have a laptop.
Wi-Fi is typically
Yeah.
fine, I'm sure, but when you have like 300-400 people all in a jammed space,
Mhm.
things,
All those phones, you get Wi-Fi saturation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, David, I got an idea for you. The Pixel to button cord. So,
It's just
It's
for
just a
anybody who's
button.
on the Great Christmas Light Fight, you just have a cord, go out to the street, and you literally have a button that will work.
And one comment for anyone who does want the risk of Wi-Fi is the film crew. The film crew did offer, and we did have a discussion because they have a significant amount of Wi-Fi usage with all the tablets and the cameras talking to each other and everything's going around. They did offer to put themselves on 5 or 2.4, and they could actually lock themselves into a channel. And we had that discussion about, we did a site survey, and we talked about making sure we were way far apart and locking ourselves there. And in hindsight, we probably should have done that.
It's fine, Jay. It works.
I know. But what I'm saying is, talk to your film crew. They're super cool. They offered to do it. And we should have done it.
I
It
still
worked
didn't
out.
notice anything was wrong. So
yeah. It's gonna work. It's gonna come out great. The display looked amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tired.
I
And
tried.
that's the other thing too, is your snowflakes. I was amazed the single color 9mm snowflakes, how much those really put off, and it really filled
It's
empty
bright.
space, you know. That
It's
was
bright.
impressive.
They didn't need any backlighting for those.
No.
No, that was
Cool.
that was RGB man got me those single color nodes. They're 12-volt single color nodes, and I put them in the 8-foot snowflakes, and those things were. If you
Bright.
need a shop light, you just hang yourself an 8-foot snowflake on top of your garage right there. That will light your garage up.
A chandelier.
Yes.
I mean, we were talking about considering trying to find a dimmer, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But it worked good. It was a cool.
Good.
It was a cool way to make Koro 8 like traditional.
And with those
Could have power
colors.
inject. We could have power injected it to kind of even out, but
Do
it
we
still
need them
looked
brighter,
amazing.
Brian?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think we needed them brighter.
All
Dimming
right.
them down
Maybe not.
evenly is
Yeah.
the trick.
We should have put more on that power supply.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
shoot,
and-
it was. Oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
Jay.
I was gonna say, but yeah, for a traditional look, you use cool white, but you could use warm white for a more traditional look, and it would look very classic. You know,
Yeah. I don't know if warm white's available in those nodes. Probably.
yeah, you did. Didn't you have warm white on the small flakes over on your driveway?
Those were mini lights.
Oh, those weren't.
Those
oh,
were-
they were.
Those were old school.
Oh,
Those were Cora with mini lights in them.
oh,
Yeah.
So those were warm white. They
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
legitimately warm white.
yeah.
They literally were warm because they were incandescent.
No, they were LED. They were literally warm. I don't have any incandescents in my display.
Oh, okay.
Everything was LED.
It's too much work.
None of your blow molds have incandescents in them.
No. All
No,
LED. All LED.
and you had so many different styles of LED bulbs for all your blow molds, and there were some bulbs there I'd never seen before.
Oh my God, Keith and I went running and just throwing boxes in
yeah.
in the shop because there was some lights out that we noticed. Like, oh crap, they're at the other end of the orchard. So we hightailed it to the shop to look for the lights that were already put away.
Did you just
Well,
jump on Keith's back? Is that
we got what
It
we
hurt.
thought. but- Yeah.
It hurt, but we got there rapidly, quickly,
That was
faster
one
than
thing.
normal.
And everybody has to understand your leg was in a cast. or
Yeah.
something, right?
And what's amazing, he slid down the road because there's like where we had to go down. He just slid down that like the little. I was like, geez. I looked back and he just took that like a champ.
So Brian, don't let your wife listen to this episode.
Yeah, Brian sat in the chair the whole
Hey,
time.
I'll be honest. When he went
I
into
just
that,
pointed.
when he went into that warehouse, I forgot that he was injured. He was just going 100 miles an hour, just like we gotta find it. And we got what we thought was the right color. We get it all the way out there, and then I'm forgetting his name, but nicest guy in the world was just he's like, no, it's off by just a little bit. You got it's got to be a darker color.
It's the darker purple. Yeah.
Dang it! All right. Yeah, but those are the moments, those crunch periods. It was fun.
And I didn't know any of this was happening because I was starting to do my walk around with Tanya.
You were at the other end of the orchard with Tanya.
And that's one thing you got to know. I don't care how much you prepare. We spent probably a whole night making sure everything worked perfectly. And it all did. We were confident when we went to bed that night before the reveal. And we had them on before. And everything was good. They popped on with Tanya there. Bulbs were out all over the place. A strand was out on a tree. It was like, what the hell? And Keith and Brian booked it to the shop and grabbed replacements. By the time me and Tanya got there was nothing out. It was good. Or they took strands out if we didn't have replacements.
Yeah, except for that one
that's-
purple one that we couldn't find. So yeah, you're at a dark purple strands, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, put in an order pretty soon here.
I feel like the light fight has a playbook, and they just know like how stressed out UJR and whoever's a contestant is, and they're just like, hey, when something goes wrong, you just let them know. No, this is totally fine. You go get your stuff. You know, this happens all the time. They reassure, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was good.
they were totally cool. They'd be filming. You'd stand there for a minute, and then they'd stop and then say, "Okay, go ahead." Because like I was helping Rob do some stuff, and they knew that we had to go back and forth right where they were shooting. They were cool about it.
Yeah. And then they filmed us all putting up my mega tree.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to bring that up. How to pretend that you don't know how to put up a mega tree is so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that? Really?
Wow.
Explain-
Tell us
explain
how.
what you're doing while you're doing it. And
So why do we have to put these up in a particular order, JR?
The four of us having a conversation that we're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then having to redo it too.
It's like
Yeah.
you know all the answers to all the questions, but you still got to ask the questions. Like,
then oh shoot, the producer, what's his name?
Chad.
Chad, don't tell me. Tell J. You're talking to JR.
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
we've already had this conversation. I'm telling you about the conversation. He's like, no, you tell JR about the conversation. I'm like, oh my god.
And that was difficult. You wanted to talk to Chad, but you were supposed to be talking to each other.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Or the camera.
or like,
Right.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Or not.
or not talking to the camera.
Not talking to the
camera, but talk to Chad. But don't answer Chad's question.
No,
To the
Say
camera.
Chad's question in the way you're talking.
it's like what?
But he did know you right away because that initial walkthrough when they got there, I'm kind of waiting for you to lead up to it, but you're not, so I'm going to lead you into it. But he definitely knew you needed a little something to get you loosened up a little bit. You want to tell everybody?
Yeah, my
yeah.
my film team and producer suggested maybe I took some shots because I might have been a little nervous.
He's a little uptight.
This is my mega tree. This is.
Yeah,
Can you redo that and be a little more excited?
yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I am
Energy.
excited. I'm just scared as hell.
But
You
they
act
were
like-
they
like
explicit
What?
they explicit said not too much.
Yeah.
There was like
Just one or
we need you to be more happy and go, but don't go too far.
I think they even looked. I think they even looked at your dad's liquor cabinet just to see, like, okay, what let's make a suggestion here.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
Your dad actually made the suggestion on what to have, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
My dad got it. But yes, they did look in the liquor. I think it was Rob was making suggestions on what I should drink.
Well, Rob liked his Coke
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Diet Coke.
in the can.
Yeah.
And the Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola.
in the can.
You spent like 20. You said Coke once, and now you spent 20 seconds just like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola.
I forgot I was in California.
Gotta be careful.
Pop.
Pop. He did like his pop.
Pop.
Soda pop.
But yeah, that was fun. Oh, so you got me a Coke. Oh, okay. Now I know. That was funny. I don't want to get him in trouble, so I'm not going to say nothing.
Too late for that.
People are listening to this so
He
confused.
he was at the end of the night.
now they're like, are we talking about the drug now? Like,
No. It was just
Anyway.
I'm gonna
Moving
explain
on.
a little bit.
It was
'cause
the
Ryan went off on a weird
yeah,
tangent.
please.
Rob would call beer Coke. He would need a Diet Coke or whatever, right?
Okay.
And I went and took him a beer, and he was all excited about it. Then Chad took it away from him. So Chad was like, "You can have that after," and set it behind the van. So yeah, that's what Brian was getting at, but he went off all on a weird. I don't know what.
Well, I didn't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah,
But
you guys are.
Well, he didn't. He didn't
You guys
actually
are gonna
drink
get
it
him
on
in
work.
trouble
Chad,
just by
stop that.
talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't listen to this.
actually they do.
You just got someone fired.
All right, Rob, love you.
No, Rob is an amazing cameraman.
No, he's very professional.
Yeah. How long have we been talking?
Oh.
I don't know.
Hour and a half.
Did you start the timer?
And start a timer.
Let's say an hour.
Say an hour. We'll find out at final edit. Oh, wait a minute. There is not.
Y'all are getting it raw.
I'll be up all night as this tries to upload.
It did.
Anything else we should talk about?
Now we better call it so you can go do your video and get your second submission in because you only got an hour and 20 minutes.
I know some people. I'll make it happen. Dude, I'm going to do another high quality video like I did my first one. All these, I'm jealous of all these people that have these edited videos of multiple camera angles.
I'm like, holy cow, look at this.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, went out there with a tripod and just shot it in 3 different angles, and that's it.
You know what I did?
I'm gonna finish mapping this right now. Go out there at 11 o'clock with my handy dandy cell phone, and maybe get 3 angles all in the same shot. I'm just gonna move.
Shot.
It's live. Just
Yeah. That's what I did on my house orchard. I'm gonna do it here too.
I had to
You know
shut
what?
my.
Jordan's only gonna steal a second out of it.
I know. Yeah.
He's not gonna get your shot transition. I hate to tell you.
Hey, that was from my Facebook
Okay,
page.
That's fine.
Yeah, it was good. It was awesome.
It was very good.
Mine was in my truck, and it was cold, so because I had to shut off the engine because I was getting a lot of engine noise. Damn diesels.
Oh, Jordan uses your audio track.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but it didn't. If I do post it on my lights on the High Plains page, then I don't want the truck audio on there.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's what I did too. I had to shut my truck off because the exhaust was blowing right past the camera. So,
Those are interesting effects.
so it's just this cloud going by once in a while, and I'm like, all right, shut the truck off.
It's atmospheric.
Yeah. And actually, it was kind of hazy when I shot it. It was very low ceiling, and it was kind of hazy, misty,
I
and
feel
so
like this
mine
is a
turned
whole
out
other
okay.
episode.
sounds.
You know what's funny is none of us learned how to film our displays from the people that were here professionally filming the display.
Yeah.
Keith did. His was awesome.
Thanks, man.
All I
No,
know
but-
is that California is going to have way more submissions than Florida.
How many do you think Florida has right now?
Like 2.
No.
I
So,
really
Rob
think
and Russell.
I really think you ought to let honorary members into that because they showed up to the SoCal minis. So,
Yeah.
Well, all you have to do is put your location as California, Brian.
well, I put it as Montana, and they took it.
Wait, does it say Montana on the submission side?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian and Angela McVeigh from Great Falls, Montana. And they took it.
And I was actually scrolling to that list last night, and I was surprised. There's quite a few people from Washington on that list.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jordan, Montana is a part of California.
We will
Like,
accept
where?
Washington. We will accept Arizona, Nevada, and Oregon into the California
Collective.
group, just so we can beat Florida.
I think we're beating Florida all by.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're like at 30 something. We're at 40 something. So I think we're.
There you go.
Suck it, Florida.
And so Keith, we're gonna take a final tally at midnight, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that Russell isn't putting more
Yeah.
in after
Yeah.
midnight.
No
It's
shit.
just- well, plus, so then David can sleep well because I know he's not going to sleep at all. We need to win.
Well, we're gonna need to end this soon so I can get my submission in by midnight if we're doing a final tally.
All right.
Oh, all right.
Okay, back on the Great Christmas Light fight topic though. Anything else anybody want to talk about?
Amazing experience.
I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see it.
It's
I
a
think-
totally different feeling when she comes out of the car or when the judge comes out of the car. It's just like that's when you know it's happening. And it's just, wow.
I think everybody should try to be on it.
Mhm.
I think it's well worth the experience. I don't care what your thoughts are about it. It was amazing, and I'd do it again.
I'd
David,
come
would
help
you do it again?
I'd come help you again.
Oh,
Would you do? Okay, so people say, "Would you do it again?" The question is, would you do it twice in your life, or knowing what you know now, would you have done it? Right? They're two different.
I would, knowing what I know now, I would definitely do it. And yes, I would do it twice in my life. Meaning, if they were like, "Hey, we're gonna do a special episode and we want you to do it," and I'd be like, "I'm down."
Well, you do have a second display now at your house.
Oh yeah, because that's high quality.
I didn't say you're going to be filming in 2020.
It's a special episode.
Yeah.
David doesn't want the lights on his house anymore, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just try to make those panels fit perfectly on my house. You know?
So we'll just grow it.
Just
Because
put
right
it on the
now-
wall.
Facade.
Like, I'm a little embarrassed to be posting this video that I'm about to make in X-Lights Around the World and put my name on it, but I just want California to have more. But my pixel sticks right now are literally leaning against my house.
Did you steal them from the orchard?
No.
You need to put the name Jules Matos on that.
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
Or just enter it as Johnny 5.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Everybody will know then. But yeah,
They
it's
can't. They can't. He's what? 3, 4?
2. His birthday
2.
party was today. He's 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
They can't make fun of a 2-year-old.
Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start prepping him for
Yeah.
trying out for the Great Christmas Light Fight.
Heck yeah.
Take Jordan's title of the youngest winner of the Great Christmas Light Fight.
Mm-hmm.
Different Jordan, people.
No,
Yeah. Was on last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that episode yet.
I started it. I dozed off.
What? We
I
had a
did
whole
all right.
conversation about it. Oh, you were.
I dozed off. I wasn't in that one.
Oh, that's right. You weren't because you
Nope.
didn't watch it.
What?
I hadn't watched it yet.
Oh, jeez.
Can
Why
we
can't
all
you just
try? Can we all
watch it
try
live?
to watch it this week?
Oh,
Can
I'm
we-
excited. I am
Oh.
very excited for Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's
I
for
think-
Monday?
I think we are going to cross our fingers. I think we're going to have our pixel winner on Monday.
Yep.
A Miranda.
Yep.
Oh,
That
that's
show's
right.
amazing.
Yeah, and I introduced the Mirandas to Kristen. So if they did win, I'm going to be asking for my 10% come Tuesday.
No. Expecting you a little part of it.
My
Little
tip.
finder's fee.
Yeah. Is there a finder's fee?
No,
No.
no, but I'm going to say like I know
We'll
that.
make one up.
Because if there's a finder's fee, I think Keith Pfeffer will be great for the show.
My parents' display for sure.
Well,
See, I think
we'll take
if
my
we all,
display to your house.
I was gonna. Well, see, this is what I'm thinking
Round
because Jay's got a lot of area up in Washington, right?
Yeah, we just build it
So
up there.
we can all bring all of our stuff and just boom, make yeah.
Bring a 53 up there. We're good.
Yeah.
Just load it up.
We'll get James to ship his container of blow molds up there.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times he tempted to try to send that to me?
Yeah,
Oh,
what
Yeah,
almost
what,
hooked
what
him up on
happened to
it,
that?
too.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You threatened to drop them off in my front yard.
How did that happen?
Because he's got my address. He said, it's not that far of a drive. I'll just drop him off.
Oh, jeez.
True.
I mean, I do have a whole nother house to one side of me that is my father. But he wouldn't be too happy.
He'll get over it when he sees everything.
Okay.
No, well, he'd probably make me run my own extension cords. But
That's
that's a whole nother story.
Oh my gosh.
You're paying for the power, not me.
We'll put little generators.
Yeah,
back
that's
there.
what I was gonna say.
All right.
Jenny's.
All right. We got to get back on track here.
Oh.
Crazy. I honestly believe we're pushing 2 hours.
We are setting
Maybe.
up for 2021 now. Come on.
So
Season 10.
I just want to say thank you so much for you guys to coming to help. I really, really appreciate it. That just shows how great the lighting community is, that people that you hang out with online and only meet once or twice in real life are willing to drop their real life, fly across the United States, come stay on their couch or at somebody's house to come to California just to work their ass off for 4 or 5 days and then fly back home. And I owe you guys a ton. It was amazing. I couldn't thank you guys enough for all the work you guys put in, and it was great to have you there because it made it so much more fun. because
I would like to point out how well trained you are because you just said lighting community and not.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I am very well trained. You don't know how many times I've had to correct that.
you'd be on like a flow and be like, stop, go back. It's lighting
Can you
community.
start that all over, lighting community? I was like,
And that truly encaptures it right there. The lighting community is what we do is for the public. It's not for us. We are out to make people's Christmases more enjoyable and better however we can with what we do out of our pocketbooks and our time.
Mhm.
And someone else that's doing it, we bend over backwards and we don't even think about it to help them. There's messages that come across, my show's not working tonight. We all stop what we're doing if we can and get their show running. That's what the community is about, because
Lighting community.
lighting community to keep
Can you start over, please, sir?
but to
Need to
keep the
re-roll.
show going for the adults or the children and the children at heart, because that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
we do.
yeah.
Yep.
Not a big
Fringe,
deal.
Fringe benefit, you get a knock on the door and they have some warm
hmm
chocolate chip cookies with cream cheese filling. Oh my God, they were so good.
Oh.
Oh, they got dropped off tonight. I'm like, watch your head on that snowflake as you walk off the porch. But yeah, oh my gosh, so good. They got a special comment on my page. They were awesome. So, but they're
I
out
got-
like 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah. I got
don't
some-
think normal people really realize the lighting community, because my cousin who came to help was like, "What? These guys came from where?" And he's like, "How much did you have to pay for help?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "These are my friends. They just came to help me." He's like, "They flew
we got
out here
fed.
on their
And
own."
we did
That's
get fed.
good. Fed us
Here.
good.
He
Karen
was
fed
like,
us
"Oh my
very
god."
well.
That he couldn't believe it that like he'll come help me because he lives close by, well, kind of like 45 minutes, but like he'll come help, but like he could not understand that these guys were flying or ruining their whole weekend, like Keith and Daniel, just to come help, which they didn't expect anything. I kept dragging them in front of the TV camera. Like they were like, no, I didn't want it. Like they weren't there to try to be on the Great Christmas Light Fight. They were just there to help me. And I kept talking to my producer and trying to figure out ways we could all be on TV. So who knows if they use it all.
That's your 12 minute of fame, not ours.
Yep, exactly.
But I wanted you guys to get credit for helping and making it happen. Definitely made it a whole lot easier for me. And my family was grateful because I didn't turn into Angry JR because you guys are all here to help me. I wasn't the only one in the garage going,
Angry JR?
this is not working. Oh, that was my first year doing Pixels. They got to see Angry JR.
Oh no.
Well, speaking for myself, it was my honor to come help you. Absolutely. It was an experience I'll never forget, and it was awesome. So I wouldn't have traded it for nothing. So
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate
Ditto.
your help.
One
Yeah,
of those ditto
agreed.
signs.
Ditto signs.
Yeah, dittos. Yeah. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this. To be honest with you, I mean, that this was a great experience to be with other like-minded people in the lighting community, doing this amazing fun thing, in the hobby.
Chad would be so proud of us right now.
I know.
So,
Because in the lighting community,
so you know how you said your kid doesn't understand quite yet that you're not on this year?
Yeah.
So we watch it with my son, and he's like, "Is that the one you went and helped?" No, it's
No.
next year, buddy. So he's expecting to see it too.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
and fun story, I had someone at my light show that was from San Jose who actually knew who you were. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was creepy. When
I
you were
was-
telling me that, I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
yeah, they moved in right down the street from me in a new development. And I'm like, I had your hat on when I was out handing out candy canes, and I said, look at this. And she's like, I've been there. And I'm like, yep, I was there 4 weeks ago.
that's awesome.
Yeah. That was weird. But
Dumb luck is all it is.
yeah.
Small world.
Yep.
Yep.
Or just a really big display.
Because there's no.
Yeah, exactly. It's-
Oh. Well, the
hang
truth
on,
is-
hang on.
hey.
Hey, lean forward. I'll try to get that pat on your back there for you.
Because the truth is, no Californians are moving to Washington at all. You know, that never happened.
No, not at all.
Not at
know why
all.
As long as it's Washington and not Montana.
You talking about, Brian? I may come join you.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be all right. You're cool.
Cattle.
Hey, there's a
Cool.
2 5-acre lots right behind me over here that are still open.
Ooh, that's a
2
lot of
5-acre
life.
lots?
2 5-acre lots.
I couldn't go live over there though.
What is
I
it,
know there's not
cold?
enough people here for you.
They're too windy.
It is.
Wait, you mean you don't want to have to use guy wires on your mega tree?
Exactly.
I don't have
Yeah.
guy wire. I don't have guy wires on my mega tree. My
You don't?
pole is 18 foot in the air.
Yeah, but see, I don't want to have to build a mega tree for all my cutouts.
that
Yeah.
you would need. I'll pick those up in Montana and in Canada.
Yeah.
So next time, Brian, I actually know somebody that makes Megatree kits. So just let me know. So Mattis.com.
Okay. Well, yes, 'cause I want to add another one next year, so I got to put my order in. So
It's
I'll
slow.
get,
It's
I'll
really
get the
slow at
info from
shipping.
you later.
Is this a live ad read?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently it's a live ad read. Oh, we forgot.
Yeah,
Um,
who do you
Who's
need to
still
plug?
listening at 2 hours? But PPD is an official sponsor of the Professional Dryers.
You don't have to whisper it. PPD.
They
So, my
are.
announcer voice.
You have 1 hour and 4 minutes, JR.
That's it.
Until you have to submit.
Oh, so David's trying to leave too because he's
Yeah, he's counting it down.
all right.
It's past my bedtime.
Okay. So everybody hears this. I have 1 hour and 4 minutes to download the sequence, map it to my house, and do
This ain't happening.
Holy shit.
This ain't happening.
challenge accepted.
Do it. Hey, I want proof that it's uploaded.
I will.
When you get
I will
it-
send a video. I will send as much of the video I can in Messenger.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
PPD's awesome. They sponsor. Great.
Yeah.
Robert is absolutely amazing. I love him to death. So's Clyde. But
was
Robert
also a big help.
screwed. Oh my
He was-
gosh.
he was the
Oh
phone
yeah,
friend.
he did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the online support.
Though I helped more. Just getting that out there.
Well, PPD is available for help, and you know, it's important because they're a sponsor. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if we were counting, and we're not counting, but if we were,
Robert did get a win last night though too. For
I think you guys are
They-
tired.
Yeah.
he's Dave,
Yeah,
I love
David,
you. I love you, dude.
I believe your company's called Peace Family, right?
No, he's not a vendor.
I know,
No.
but he's like wearing a shirt of advertising. That's going to cost you $10 an episode.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's per view. You pay per
Oh,
view, not per
yeah, it's per
episode.
view.
Per view.
Actually,
So
we're
you'll get a bill every month.
we're definitely probably hitting the 2 hour mark, and nobody's listening to this. But we had 1,200 views on our Great Christmas Light Fight Talk.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and like some random comments too. It was great.
I'll be honest.
Okay.
I haven't listened to or watched one in a while since I drove up to your orchard because I've been working on the show.
So
Yeah.
we just muted Daniel because we didn't need any of that nonsense.
Oh boy.
All right. Goodbye. Thank you.
If you're still listening, put a like, put a comment down below what you thought. So
Yes.
YouTube likes those, and so does the podcast
Apple.
speaker, whatever. Yeah,
Apple
there
and
you go.
Spreaker and all them.
Yeah.
They keep us on relative, like, so you can find us.
Yeah.
Thank you again for all your help, and we need to stop this 2 hour recording. So thank you.
Good night.
Bye.